Yo, this is Raging Rob. I'm back with another video. This next video is kind of a sensitive video because I just read a news story and my stomach was crawling just reading this news story. Sometimes I ask myself, should I really do this video because how sensitive some of these news stories I read are, you know? I mean, I read some news stories that are just so sickening. Sometimes I ask myself if I want to do a video on it or not, you know? Out of respect for the victims' families, but I push myself to do the videos because I got to put my opinion out there. I got to show people that I really do care, and because my haters act like I don't care, and I got to tell my opinion and my side of the story. That's what I do, and out of respect for the victims' families, you know. Some videos I do are just I don't know how to explain it, but some news stories that I read are just so disastrous and so sickening. I think to myself, I don't even want to do the video. But I gotta throw my opinion out there. I gotta inform people. That's what I do. So, anyway, the story I'm talking about is this FedEx truck in California that smashed into a bus and killed 10 people. Both drivers, the driver of the bus, the driver of the FedEx truck, 3 chaperones, and 5 students were killed. This just reminds me about how dangerous my job is, truck driving, you know, the dangers out there. And FedEx at it again. I mean, they're one of the most dangerous companies. I hear about FedEx drivers doing dumbass shit all the time. Same with Swift, same with JB Hunt. FedEx does a lot of dumb shit. They're at it again. I'm not exactly sure the whole full details. All I know is, from what I've been hearing, I know the media puts out a lot of bullshit, but from the info that I got, the FedEx truck somehow caught flames, probably lost his brakes from what it sounds like. I don't know why. Maybe his brakes caught fire, don't know. He went into the median, he smashed into a bus, took out a couple cars in the process, and the bus exploded. From the info that I got. My thoughts and prayers go out to the victims who are affected by this tragedy. God, move you forward, amen. But anyway, FedEx, you gotta understand something about FedEx. They're one screwed up company. These bastards, I hear a lot of shit about them, and it's all bad, mostly. They push the drivers. They don't give a shit about anything. If you're a driver and you have one load that's late, you're fired, allegedly. Might have some bad info. And there's also a crew that goes around these local delivery drivers that drive these vans around. There's a crew that goes out there and tries to steal something off the van, and if they're able to steal anything off the van, they fire the driver on the spot. Allegedly, that's what I've been hearing. I can't confirm these details. It's just a lot of hearsay out there. There's a lot of bullshit that floats around, so this is what I've been hearing. So if I'm putting bad info out there, I'm sorry. Sometimes I get bad info, but this is what I've just been hearing. So I don't want to start any rumors or anything. But I do know for a fact that me and FedEx has had some history. I used to work for Swift back in the day, and I did some FedEx runs. And those fucking runs are tight. There's one situation where I picked up a load in Memphis because the other driver, what was it? Something went out on his truck and I had to repower the load. It was a FedEx load. I'm not going to say what I was hauling, but I picked it up just outside of Memphis, took it to Atlanta. There's a lot of freight that goes in and out of Atlanta. FedEx got a big terminal there, and I was 2 hours late because the other truck broke down. His power steering went out, that's what it was. And I was 2 hours late, and FedEx, man, they're real fucking assholes if you're late with their load. And another thing I want to throw out about FedEx. There's a guy by the name of Mr. Something Smith. This guy was a genius. He created a system called the Smith system where he can take drivers and he can show them techniques to drive safer. You know, he uses techniques like leave yourself an hour, aim high in steering, and all these techniques. And I went through the Smith system course, and it really does work. It makes you a safer driver. The Smith system really does work. FedEx, as far as I'm concerned, what I've been hearing, doesn't use the Smith system. I think they need to adopt it. But then again, this comes from a company that was founded by a guy who went to Skull and Bones satanic rituals at Yale University. Yale University in Connecticut. Skull and Bones was a satanic cult. They call themselves a college fraternity, but they're actually a satanic cult. People that went to Yale University that were involved in this satanic cult and graduated from Yale became some real successful people in the world. The Bushes, Prescott, and both George Bushes were involved with satanic Skull and Bones. John Kerry was involved with it, and I did some research. The founder of FedEx was involved with Skull and Bones, and I confronted FedEx on this. I went to FedEx's Facebook and I confronted them. I'm like, and I wasn't trying to be rude. I just said, hey, are you aware that the founder of your company was involved with satanic Skull and Bones rituals at Yale University? And FedEx responded. You know how FedEx responded? The cowardly way. They blocked me on Facebook, no response. I guess when you confront the evils of the world, when you confront them, and they got nothing to say because they know they're wrong, they just straight up block you, ignore you, turn their back on you. And that's what FedEx's response was to me when I confronted them about the founder of FedEx being involved with satanic rituals at Yale University. That was the response. Are you proud, FedEx? I mean, really, this truck crash, I know, I've heard of some nasty ones. This one is probably the nastiest I've heard since that one in Florida where a creek carrier driver, and I'm not trying to bash companies. I'm not trying to, put the companies on blast. And if I am, I'm sorry. But a creek carrier driver back in 2007, I think it was, fell asleep at the wheel down in Florida, 2-lane highway, slammed into a car that had 7 kids in it. The driver was 15 years old. That car smashed up against a school bus. Injured like 10 kids on the school bus. Killed everybody in the car. The driver went to prison. He felt so guilty, he committed suicide. A grandpa of the kids found out what happened. He was so shocked he had a heart attack and died. I mean, there was just chaos. I mean, it was ridiculous. So yeah, I've heard of some nasty truck crashes out there, but that just shows how dangerous my job it really is. And every day that I'm out here is a gift. And sometimes I overlook that, and I thank God. And sometimes I don't thank God enough for the things He does in my life. Because, it shows, this is how dangerous my job really is. This is Raging Rob. This is what I do. I rage about different things. I also expose the evils in the world, the evil corporations, the Bilderbergs, the New World Order, the Illuminati, Skull and Bones. I also comment on stuff that happens in my life. I like making Xbox Live videos. I'm still looking into the ATL. I'm not, no serious decisions yet, but I moved to Phoenix a little over 4 years ago, and things just aren't the same like they were. Things have been changing, and I'm ready to move on to the next step in my life, and I'm looking at the ATL. I was thinking about Central Florida, but I think the ATL, Atlanta, would be better for me. So, no serious decisions yet, but ATL, get ready. Raging Rob could be making a permanent home there come January or early February. This is Raging Rob. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. There will be more videos to come. Peace.
Kill confirmed. Kill confirmed.
Alright.
You failed to accomplish the mission profile. Stand down.
quick scoper bitches. You quick scoping bitch.